Hi, Phil Aston here from Now Spinning Magazine with another album review. Or is it two albums? It is two albums. It's Guns N' Roses, Use Your Illusion 1 and 2. I'm going to look at the vinyl and the CD, and what I'm going to do is show you the actual vinyl copies themselves and have a look inside the little CD booklets, and then I'll talk to you at the end of that. So this is Guns N' Roses, For Your Illusion. Let's start with number 1, shall we? And you can see that they're still sealed, so they're factory fresh. And by the time I get to the end of this, I'll have played them for the review section of this video. So they're 2 LP 180 gram pressings with new expanded gatefold jackets. This one includes November Rain, first time with a real orchestra. And I'll also be showing you the CD versions as well. So let's have a look inside. This is the first one, and we've got a gatefold sleeve, as it's a double album. Again, they could have easily done a single pack, but they haven't, which is cool. Let's have a look on the inside of the first side. And nice to see we've got poly-lined inner sleeves instead of those harsh white paper ones where the bits get stuck on them. So that's a good touch. Got a sheet of paper here with the lyrics on both sides, and on the other side is the second album. A little bit of dust on there, but I always clean my records when I first bought them anyway. So that's the vinyl and the CD version. Again, this one features 15, I don't know if you can see that, 15 unreleased live recordings from the tour 1991 to 1992, including Dust and Bones live in London, Double Talking live, and Always on the Run live in Paris. Let's open it up. You can see here on the back of the cover, you've got the CD one, which is Use Your Illusion version 1, original album remastered, and then Use Your Illusion, the tour 1991 to 1992, all the extra tracks there. So it folds out into 3 panels with the 2 CDs and the booklet, which I'll just go through. So you've got the track timings and then live photos from the tour, the lyrics, which are also duplicated in the vinyl. Obviously all these pictures are unique to the CD version. And there you go. And then we have, whoops, bear with me, then we have Use Your Illusion Part 2. Like Christmas, isn't it? And again, this will be a gatefold sleeve with live shots, and then on the, is anything else in there, is there? No. And again, polyline sleeve, which is great. And on this one, it's the other way around. The lyrics are on a separate sheet with sides 3 and 4, and again the second disc. And just for completion, we have the CD, which I imagine will go in a similar fashion. 3 panels opening up with the booklet and the one on the far right. All the track titles, lots of live shots, so very much a companion piece with the lyrics. So the layout is very, very similar. In fact, it's almost identical. With more live photos, etc. at the back, and that's got again from the 1991-1992 tour slash solo, etc. Some highlights there. Only Women Bleed. On McKean, this is where Steve Tyler and Joe Perry joined them on stage. So that's the physical product for Use Your Illusion. So that's a look at the vinyl copies, gatefold sleeves, inner sleeves with polyline sleeves as well, and the CDs with their booklets. So what do I think? Well, a little background for anyone who's new to this. Guns N' Roses, at this time, in 1991, were one of the biggest bands on the planet. They were already started to fragment with like lots of substance abuse and everything like that. And to release 2 double albums at the same time could be seen as a high-risk strategy, but they both got into the charts at the same time, one getting to number 1 and the other one getting to number 2. They sold over 770,000 copies of Use Illusion 1 and 685,000 copies of Use Illusion 2. And since then, that was in the first week of release, and since then they've sold over 35 million copies. Now, some people might see this as not one of their high points, but obviously 35 million people can't be all wrong. And there are lots of gems on these albums, you know, there really are. And my favourite is number 1, and it's because it's got Live and Let Die, which I always knew was a great rock track by Wings, but I think that Guns N' Roses make it their own. In fact, there's quite a few things here, isn't there, that on here that sounds really good, and it's great production. Some of them are sprawling. They're channeling their inner Aerosmith and Rolling Stones vibe in certain places. And of course, this has the orchestral version of November Rain on, which has been especially done for this. Knocking on Heaven's Door is probably one of the best versions of Bob Dylan's classic song. Some great tracks. The way this has been handled as a release program is quite different. There's a giant box with tons of live material in. Not all that live material is duplicated all over the place. I mean, some of the stuff on here is actually unique to the CDs. So the vinyl is just studio albums. It sounds great. It's great to have them. They're very well put together, really good pressings. And the CDs themselves come with loads and loads of live tracks from the tour. The tour was extensive. You know, it's a 28-month-long tour, and it was famous for its financial successes and for controversial instruments secured at the shows. 192 dates over 27 countries, so which is why there are so many live tracks available. But I do think that these are a good way of collecting together the best of them. You know, it's certainly, you know, for not as much a casual fan, but if you're just wanting to get up to speed without spending the money on the giant box. To me personally, this is all the live material I needed from that. You know, some great stuff from Mama Kin, Train Kept a Rolling, which is obviously Aerosmith. There's some great covers as well. With Knocking on Heaven's Door, you've got It's Alright. Yes, that is the Black Sabbath track done here. They got to admire Guns N' Roses for their for the cover versions that they did. There's a version of Voodoo Child on here, very different, which segues into Civil War, which is a great track. Only Women Bleed. Lots and lots of stuff, and it's raw, in your face rock and roll. So this is out now on Universal. So you've got the choice of the CDs, which come with the full albums plus the live discs, or if you're not so bothered about the live stuff, the vinyl albums are highly recommended as well. But this is still the best bet of getting everything you need. If you're just into CD, then that's going to give you the album and the CD version as well. So before you disappear, make sure you check out these videos and playlists so you can see all of my album reviews or box set reviews and all the new features that are coming up on Now Spinning Magazine. So subscribe, ring that bell so you don't miss anything. And thank you for watching, and remember, music is the healer, it is the doctor. Stay safe, keep spinning those records, and I shall see you very, very soon.